If you ever felt like walking to your high school from this area to that area is a little bit too much, you are completely right. And today we will sort that out. The idea today is that we work on a public transportation system, mainly buses today. I think that'll be our goal to make sure that this all work. And also we will expand and expand quite a lot. My goal is to get this area all filled up with industry, fill up these two gaps with vegetable farming, and improve our residential area, low residential area in here, add more commercial in here, and make sure that we start growing this area as well. The reason why I want to add more commercial is if you look at this city information on the demand, you see that there's some complaints about not having jobs, not having jobs, not having jobs, and there is a lot of demand, skill, and labor availability for commercial. So we need to add a little bit more of that. We still have some demand for industrial, but there is still unoccupied buildings. I will go ahead and prepare this to work for us, and adding more of the specialized industry will help us in that area as well. I think this will be future-proofing things for us in the upcoming times. This will also help us improve our money situation and balance with the costs for adding the bus depot that costs quite a lot of money per month. But this will start making sure that our city is getting the framework for a larger city in the future. So I'll start by adding the farms over here, then maybe I'll add the commercial in here first and foremost, as we have the demand in this area and they'll be more profitable over here. This will potentially help with bringing more people as this starts to fill up, as you can see. And while this happens, I'll work on the industry, followed by the residential and the industrial in this area. Let's go. And as we do all of this, so adding more specialized industry, and more commercial, we can see that our demand is changing quite a lot and adding finally the demand for offices, which is really, really nice. We do have a couple of offices in there, and the idea was that we would bring some offices into this area as well. So I'll start over here. That'll be more than enough for the demand that we have, and we will keep moving this. Now, we do have that area set aside for industry. I think we'll have to keep an eye on this because obviously there'll be a lot of unoccupied buildings and still demand for commercial. So what I will do now, I will increase the size of this residential zone and add some commercial in the middle there, just to make sure that we look at that demand. Okay, now that this is all growing, I will go and start working on our bus lines. And for that, what we need to start with is a bus depot, otherwise we still have everything locked in here for us. So I think we don't have a better place for it than actually over here. I would be pretty happy in have this bus depot in this area, and I think this will be good enough. And then this will enable us to do the stop shelter and the stop sign. I think I'll use the shelter for almost everything, and then we can start using these in this area over here. I think we'll start with a bus stop in here and maybe one on the other side, so we can do like a loop in here. So basically we'll go over there, go around, and then we decide how we are going to split this. That'll be slightly challenging because the industry is here, the residential is there. Usually they would want to go through those two areas, so maybe we need to do two different lines. This one I might go through the residential area in here, and I'll do one on each side. By the way, the reason why I put them apart is because I'm leaving then enough space for buses to get into the dedicated lane for buses, so they can stop there and have even a backup of buses if that happens. So that makes sure that our traffic is still working as best as it can. I also want, what do I want here? I'm thinking that we go through there and maybe go around here and cross over to that area. I think that'll be all right. So that means one stop over here. Might do another stop over there. And maybe even a stop on this corner over here. That will then finally go into this area. Now this will be a little bit trickier, but what I'm thinking is that we might do one over here. And then from there, we might go, oh, that'll be quite a zigzag line in there, but I think that will work for us if we do it this way. On the alleys, you can use the bus stop shelter, so you have to use the stop sign. And that's exactly what I'll do over here. All right, after that is done, we go back and we start creating our bus line. It's just a matter of clicking on those bubbles. With that done, and with snow now in our nice map in here, we have our buses going out to go through that line. I also feel like we can go ahead and work on a new one. I mean a new line. And what I'm thinking is that I'll potentially connect this through here and to the industrial area over there. Let's take a look at how we could do this. Oh, look at all the buses go. All right, all our buses are now going, so this line goes through here, there. This stops at the same place as the other line, also has stops so they can transfer if they want to, then go here, there, and over here. And I could even do this. I love that you can add waypoints now, so you can make them not get in the way of each other, so make it a nicer way for the buses to follow in there. That's what we are looking for. There's still unbunching, as you can see, a few getting all stuck in the same areas, but that is all right. And oh, this map with all the snow is looking so good. How good is that? I just love it. So we are getting more students on the high school now, which is quite good. Elementary school, it's doing all right. Basically, everyone in the city that can go to elementary school is going to elementary school. And for the high school, we still have some availability in there and more people that are not deciding to go to the high school, which is fine. College, we have a lot of people wanting to go to college, but that'll be something that we'll do later. One thing that we might want to do in here, but I think I won't do that yet, is doing the sports field. That'll do the outdoor recreation, but that'll be for another time. That's not the goal for today. In terms of the buses, as you can see, utilization here, I love how you can see when you have people waiting, so you have these blue dots in the middle. The larger the blue dot, more people waiting. Love to see that people is actually utilizing this. As you can see, they are going into the shelter and waiting for the buses. Yay! Let's go. Lots of buses in here and some post offices as well trying to pick up the mail in the area, which I believe we've done a very good coverage last time. Yeah, we've done that. That is very good. So with all this happening now, we can see that our money is a lot higher, because now we have more revenue coming from other places like public transportation and getting more people around the city being capable of going to areas that they didn't manage to go before, like for example the high school. So if you look at our revenue, you can see that we are getting some service fees for electricity, water, healthcare, education, which is the higher that we are getting, and public transport. Is public transport profitable though? I highly doubt it. We also reached a new milestone, which is Bone Town, that gives us the style fiber, which we were looking for before. I know it. We get heavy traffic ban and advanced pollution management. So I'll go straight into city policies. If I can't remember where that is, not here, here, city policies, and enable the advanced pollution management. For the whole city, industrial filters will reduce air and ground pollution in industrial zones but produce more garbage. I think I'm okay with that as well. And as we are here, I will do the pre-release programs, which prisoners are enrolled in educational programs before they are released from prison. This helps them integrate back into society and reduce the likelihood of committing crimes again. I think that is great. I had some buildings being burnt out as well. Maybe because we don't have, well, our only fire department is over there, which is fair enough. I still won't do anything. I think we have to keep the balance on the money, and this is exactly what we are trying to do. We do have that new industry, and we have a signature building, as I said, the Corundum condos, and we could do that around here, closer to these other buildings, maybe facing the parks, or I think over here would be actually quite cool. And I really like this building. Look at how good this is. And the snow has melted as well. 12 degrees. We've just got snow above, under 1 degree, or at certain altitudes. But at the moment, it seems like just that area is cold enough for that. Or over here, interesting. I think something is wrong there. Yeah, it's melting. All right, good. Melt away. Seems like commercial demand is relentless, so we may need to find more areas to add commercial, actually. If you look at this, I put down a kind of a small suburb in here for commercial. I might, that is another signature building. Theater Actor Mansion. When on stage, this is where a noteworthy thespian relaxes. Let's see how that looks like. Plus 4 well-being within 1 kilometer from this place. So I think, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do, but I think this area would be great to have some area like this. How does that look like? Looks pretty cool, actually. I love that terrace in there. Nice. They're really good. So I think what we need to do in here is potentially add a little more commercial in this area, or start a bit of an expansion to this side, and we can then start with the commercial over here, or even add more commercial to this side. What I was thinking is that I might zone this all. We add these offices in here, and at the back here we do more commercial, and at the back there we do the mid-density zoning, which will make even more demand for the commercial in this area. So I think our demand is going down. Even for commercial, we have everything filled up, and as you can see, demand for that is already going up again. So just keep in mind that balance that we have in there, and I think we will be all right. This will provide us even more money for the taxes. As you can see, taxes is the biggest chunk of money, followed by service fees, and then some government subsidies that we have still have because our city is very small. Although getting to the 5,000 milestone there, which is quite cool. I'll just take a look at the production and see how we are doing. Looks like we need a lot more livestock, and for livestock we don't need any fertile land, so we can do more livestock in here, I would say, and maybe we go through this train line over here. I think would be quite useful for us if we do that. I'm just thinking if I want to do any cargo terminal in here. We might do, but we can do on this side if that's something that we decide to do next. So what I would like to then come in here and do, I'll use the okay, maybe we upgrade these roads in here just so we finish this ring around it, and around this area I will still try to follow some of the terrain in here, and that will help me create the livestock area for us to create a new farm over here. Alright, we've added more livestock. I actually added one extra farm in there, and I think I'll do later another one in here for livestock as well. This would be a nice farm area, and we'll probably do a bit more of low density residential around here and expand more farms in this area just to make this look a very rural area of the city. While I do this, that is one thing that I keep thinking back. By the way, I added more industry and one more block of commercial in here as well. But yeah, there's one more thing that I keep thinking about, is that we do have this junction in here, and I do believe we would do well if we add another one around here. And the more I look at it, the more I think I want to do this, because then this will give them direct access to the farmlands and to this residential area. So I will go into here and we will choose another junction in there. I might go with this one, even though this is quite large. This might not work well because this is a very curved area and we might have to redo the access to the highway, and this actually save us a little bit of space in there. Are there other options that we could do? You see, this is too long, so it might be hard to get this in the place that we are trying to do it. I think I'll go with this one. I'll pause the game, I will line things up, I'll build this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, this is all done, and as you can see, it's being used already. So they like this connection, and I think this will help us when we get to decide, give you more options to cross over here. I also bought these 2 tiles so I could make that change on the highway in there, and it was pretty good. And we added the sound barrier in there to help with the residentials in this side over here. I think that's all we really need to do over there, and we'll definitely make sure that we can do things like this just so we have like a better area in here, better region that we can work with, and a little bit more commercial in there. Why not? We certainly need more and more, although they're complaining about not having enough gas stations. All right, it's like gas station is actually commercial, right? So just build one. That's your opportunity to feel like a need for the city, I would say. Very, very good. We are making money, over 2,000 now. that is great. Or public transportation is doing really well actually, with 15% usage and 7% usage on both lines. It's quite a lot of buses. I'm thinking about reducing the number of buses on this line a little bit. It doesn't feel like they wait for too long, unless on rush hour they need a little bit more. But this is the biggest wait, and 35 people with 55 out of 80. I might leave it. As the city grows, this will get better. This is not a problem. This one is, which is this connection over here. It's a little bit lower in utilization, but it doesn't go through the higher density, which is basically over here and over here. As you can see, it goes through there. So it avoids this area altogether and that area. So that is most likely the reason. We've also unlocked the dairy house, and I want to add that. I think that would be pretty cool to have this in this region. I know I may add it over here actually. It does provide a little bit of pollution, so those buildings might complain about that. Maybe if it's better if I add these closer to this area. And what I will do with the terrain over there, just to make sure this is slightly better, just move back a little bit and do something like this. This will be farms as we said before, so that is not a problem. And I might just make this a paved road instead of just gravel. And then we have our dairy house that gives us more industrial efficiency and plus 2% export profits. What is that? Profits citywide. And again, this is a really nice building. Love it. This is something that we could improve as well. Just noticed that, and I might do it right now. Let's see. Much better. Now I need to slightly change the other side. Should be as good as that, because it was pretty good actually. There we go, a lot better. Oh, love it. Perfect. Really nice. And new connection in here, new connection in there. We are almost ready to start building on this side. Really good. Taking a look at our education as well, just to cover that. 155 people in the high school or elementary school. It's almost full. So what I'll go and do, I'll just expand this and provide them more options and more space actually for people to get educated. And as the city grows, they will have that space available for them. But for today, I think that'll be all that we have. We're now making money again, and we are ready to expand even more and do things like maybe college very soon, and more police department, because I think, yeah, crime is a little bit of a mess at the moment. There's nothing here, and nothing over there as well. And this police station is probably struggling with just 6 cars in there. And yeah, that's plenty for them to do over here. But for today, that'll be all. I hope you enjoy this episode of Rivertown, where we've added some public transportation, some zoning, more farms, and added more cover. So just before we go, I'll just show you. Livestock is one of those items that we need a lot in the city, and grain as well. As the city grows, like those 3 items, grain, livestock, and vegetable, basically food, right? This gets insane, the demand for that. So the more we do, the better. That's the goal. But again, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all subscribers, all Patreons, everyone watching, liking, commenting. I really appreciate you all. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye bye.